Well, as we mentioned, Jade, Christy, and I have just returned from the South Okanagan, checking out some of the many things that make the region tick. And among the many stops we made, we cycled the Kettle Valley Railway, we raced some cars, we visited a house made of straw, and of course we ate great food and we drank some great wine. So to kick off our month of stories from Penticton, we meet a couple who's doing what many of us only dream of. Well, you think your wine collection is good? Check this out. This is the ultimate in wine collections. Cynthia and David Enns are laughingstock wineries here in Penticton. And you did this just 5 years ago.
Absolutely.
You were in the financial world. How did that happen?
The best way to describe it is we sat down, I think, one day and just sort of drafted out all the things we'd like to do in life and all the things we don't like to do in life. And we kind of just centered on the one side. And
drinking wine was at the top of the list.
Well, you know, we traveled for a lot of years, both for work and for pleasure, both of us, and developed a really good palate. And as a winemaker, I have to tell you, having a good palate is really probably 80–90% of what we're trying to do here. So if you have an end target in mind, you have a better chance of getting there.
Tell us about the label.
Yeah, how you design that.
The bottle, the label, it tells us.
Well, we've had a bit of fun with the branding because wine to me is a very subjective element. I mean, if you were to blind taste wines, it's one way to look at wines, but ultimately when you're buying wine in the wine store, you are very much influenced by the presentation of the bottle. So we've tried to bring in the corporate theme and the investment theme into the bottle. The elephant G, which is on a lot of our materials, if you play with those letters, it's actually our pretend stock symbol if we were publicly traded. And then below that on the bottle, you would have a stock price on most ticker tapes, but in our case, it's the day that we pick the grapes. And then what's going around the bottle is a ticker tape, and the stock prices that are all along there are TSX companies with their trading value the day that we pick the grapes. So it kind of creates a little time capsule of the market for us.
When you see this, and when you see it on the shelf, and when you see people drinking your wine, proud parents? I mean, what goes through your mind?
Well, you know, it's kind of funny because up until just recently, we'd never been at a restaurant where someone had ordered our wine. And there's 150 restaurants in Vancouver that have our wine, but we'd never been at a restaurant. And the other day, about 3 months ago, we were at a restaurant actually here in Penticton. And lo and behold, there was a table beside us that had ordered our wine.
Oh, so we jumped up, walked over, introduced ourselves as proud parents. And Jay thought that was, wow.
It's not all walking through the vineyards with a glass of wine in the sun setting, but is there any advice you could give to someone who's thinking, maybe I want to leave it all behind and do something different?
Well, I think that absolutely follow your dream. I'd support that, but it also giving them the reality check with this industry. I wasn't a farmer before I moved here. It is farming, and we are at the whim of Mother Nature, and you are out there and you are getting dirty and your back's getting sore and it's repetitive and it's kind of dull sometimes, but there's the romance and you remind yourself of that.
We planted the vineyard, we built the building, you know, we make the wine, we market the wine, we have the brand, we sell it, start over again. And that's pretty cool. When you put a couple of those behind you, you know, you lose the nervousness and you start focusing on the finishing strokes, and there's a sense of pride there that's pretty much indescribable.
Initially, you have to put in a lot of money, a lot of investment. So a number of those years of working hard and also trying to pay that off. So, I mean, how are you doing so far?
Well, we're doing a lot better because we did 2 jobs for 4 years where we were beginning this business and then we were working full-time on our other business in the investment industry. David spent a month in Toronto doing the planes back and forth. Luckily, there's an airport in Penticton. And you know, if you had 1-800 and email, you could do a business from here. But then we pulled the plug and sold the business a year ago, so sanity came back 12 months ago.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, you know, here's to living the dream, and you guys are having the last laugh. Yes, never heard that one before. That's right. Laughingstock Vineyards, David and Cynthia Enns, thanks so much for having us.
You're welcome.
Here's to living the dream. For sure. All right. You could go up to Penticton and the South Okanagan wine country. We have a giveaway for you. It's the Time to Breathe Getaway. It includes airfare from Pacific Coastal Airlines, 2 nights accommodation at the Penticton Lakeside Resort and Casino, a Great Estates of the Okanagan wine tour, dinner at Earl's Restaurant, and a car rental to get you around. All you have to do to enter to win is go to the tourismpenticton.com website, and it is well worth it. You'll probably want to stay. Like Cynthia and David did, Christy.